Every day I fought has been really, they've been really tough. I've never been fed any squids, so we've both had a lot of fights and a lot of the same type of victory, finish, knockout, whatever.
How'd you feel after you looked at the tape of you beating up BJ? How'd you feel about that fight, and is there anything that you took from that moving forward into this one?
You know, I didn't like fighting the BJ. I didn't like the whole drama with that whole thing, and after, you know, I didn't want to be a part of that.
Because we were friends?
Yeah, the only thing that how I rationalized everything as being right and okay on my part is that, you know, originally BJ Penn was from my school, and he came from Half Gracie, and I believe that that's why you've seen what you've seen out of him, and that's why you see what you see out of me, is on account of our background and where we came from and our original instructors. And you know, they like to say that BJ Penn got his black belt in, like, you know, a couple of years or something like that, but it's not true, because he was training with his brothers that were training with the Gracies, you know, long before he ever started with Caesar and Half from my team. He showed up to make his debut with David Terrell and Steve Heath the same day, I think somewhere like in Lodi or Stockton, which is the craziest thing. So I was sitting right in the middle of this shit. I know I know what really is, and you know, I hate it. You know, it's it sucks that all that stuff's got to come out to the surface. But I think I would have represented where I came from a little harder. You know, I think that's more important. I think that you know, martial arts and background and remembering where you come from is a lot more important than your own name being pushed out there. You know?
Since 137, how has your family's life or your life improved, or has it?
I can't say really. Mine hasn't made. I haven't made much of a change. I'm happy. I'm happy I'm able to take care of my brother and the people who I care about. I'm able to put in on and give back a little bit, because you know, I've been stepping over people and, you know, and walking over people to get where I'm going in this for a long time. So,
what's your favorite thing that you've given back? Favorite thing you've done for people since 137?
I can't really pick a favorite thing. You know, I've tried to do a lot of positive things since I've started to excel in this sport. I just do the best I can with the time I have to work with. I don't really have a life on the side. This is it, and I accept that. And I think that things work out easier for me, and or easier to deal with and more realistic for me when, you know, we just keep it like that. So.
I imagine this camp's been very different for you with all the media and the filming going on. Is there anything that you've learned about this from a business perspective?
You know, sure. Well, I'm learning everything from fight to fight. I'm learning new things from a business perspective, and this is always a learning experience for me. You know, I got into this doing martial arts. I didn't start filming martial artists and jump into this. And, you know, I wasn't in the business and then jump in. I was doing fighting first, and now I'm in this business. And so now every fight for me is a learning experience. I learn, you know, I have coworkers. You know, I got these guys in the UFC. You know, some great guys that came to film me for the prime time. This guy Tom, he's really cool. You know, he's real nice, helped me out a lot. Dealing with this whole camera showing up at my door, and, you know, just basically talk to me and then just put a camera in my face and expect me to deal with it. You know. And so yeah, you know, I'm getting better at working with people when it comes to doing stuff like that, and, you know, I don't have a problem with dealing with people or anything like that. And I think that, you know, the more that I'm out here fighting and doing these shows and these events and headlining these shows, that, you know, I'm getting better and better at this whole thing.
Do you think people are understanding you better too? Because it seems like in interviews that you do, when people get to know you a little bit more, they say, oh, Nick's not a bad guy, Nick's not this, Nick's not that, what I thought he was. So do you think you're starting to be better understood?
I think I'm getting a little bit better and more of a chance to explain myself and pretty much what's going on. And you're hearing a little bit more of me now instead of what people are saying about me. So that's been I think maybe that's been a little bit easier on me and not so frustrating to actually be able to talk and hear myself talking, or hear people talking about what I actually said instead of reading things that people quoted me on that were just not true or asked backwards, or just it's nicer to hear it than to read it, or to read stuff that people actually heard me say and not things, just false quotes that people tend to have been doing, like, for anything that I've ever found that people have done on me. For the most part, there's been a few nice things, good things here and there, but for the most part, people, they don't have anything good to say about me in these magazines.
Nick, how do you stay focused on Carlos Condit when everyone wants to jump ahead and ask about GSP and look forward to you fighting GSP after this fight?
I think I got a lot more to worry about with Carlos Condit. I got to worry about GSP is losing the fight. I don't have to worry about losing my teeth or get it. I mean, any fight you're gonna have to worry about that. That's a lot to worry about. You got to worry about damage and taking damage, and but I think for Carlos Condit is a much more dangerous opponent. You have a lot more to be afraid of if you're standing in front of a guy like that than George. George is gonna try to go on top, and he's gonna try to do what he does, and that's not so bad if you can deal with that sort of thing. But a guy like Carlos, you start things don't start going your way, then it starts to fall into a downward spiral, much like you've seen in the past when you've seen him fight or me fight. It starts to become the beginning of the end for the other guy. So,
Dick, you kind of talked about the ease of fight to fight by basis. You kind of get more in the groove of things, so to speak. You're a guy who likes to fight a lot. Assuming you get past Condit, we're talking about a wait until November. How's that going to play out? Are you going to take more fights? How's that going to work out?
I don't like to fight a lot. Let that be known, okay? Because that's the kind of thing. I don't like to fight a lot because I do fight a lot. It's not like I have a lot of choice in this. Somewhere when I was a kid, I had decided that I was never going to not fight or pull out of a fight, or even if I was injured, or just I wasn't going to do any of that, especially on account of being scared, or I would push myself to make sure that I would make these fights, and I wasn't gonna back out of it. If I was gonna basically do what I was told and do what my trainer Cesar Gracie put me in a fight, and I'm gonna respect my instructor, and I'm gonna take these fights, and I had no problem with that. But I never said anything about I like fights. This isn't my choice now to fight. They fight me fight after fight. If you ask me, in my opinion, it's like they're trying to beat me down and take me out. I don't get a break. They want me to fight George, sure, but now, who knows? Maybe George isn't really hurt. I've been seeing any pictures of surgery, because I haven't. I don't know. Maybe they are all everywhere, and everybody knows about it, and I just haven't seen it. I want to see some photograph, video. I'm not saying, hey, George is ain't hurt. Ain't I don't know. You're working out already? I'm gonna get surgery. I've had friends had surgery on their knee. I figure I let you chop my knee open. I ain't gonna be fighting for this year. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Sometimes I wonder is it they like me out here. They don't like me. They think I'm an exciting fighter. They don't think I really don't know this sort of thing. And so I wonder sometimes, are they just trying to beat me down? Because I fought more than I fought every 2 months, 3 months. I've had 5 fights in a year, plenty of times, and I'm still consistent with 3 or 4 fights a year. And,
so you would like the time off then? And
not necessarily. Not necessarily. I'd like to get credit, and I would like to get paid. Pretty much. I would like to some acknowledgement of that. All the guys I fought were hard too. I didn't have any warm-up fights or easy fights. I had to fight those guys. So I don't like to fight. I don't like to do this. This is my job. It's just
So I guess the question though is, will you take a fight at middleweight? Will you enjoy the time off, or will you make that money and get back in the cage and take another fight before George?
That's if you're gonna make it worth if you're gonna make it worth it, if you're gonna negotiate that with my manager and my trainer, and my coach is gonna tell me this is what we're gonna do, and this is what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna, it's business.
Joe Schilling and Chaz Mookie, I saw that they came up and helped you. Can you talk about how they helped you with Muay Thai?
Yeah, you know about those guys a little bit, huh?
Who's buddy?
Yeah, they're great. They're top level Muay Thai, and I've been doing a lot of Muay Thai, and I've had a lot of Muay Thai trainers around me and a lot of Muay Thai sparring partners. From as soon as I got into mixed martial arts, so people like to talk about my style and say I'm a Muay Thai guy or I'm a boxer. I've done plenty of everything. I've sparred with the best professional. I've worked with the best people, professional boxing and Muay Thai, kickboxing. From Kit Cope to Joe Schilling and everybody. So and that guy Chaz, he's really good. These guys are excellent sparring training partners for me, and it was great to get to a couple of weeks training, hard sparring, hard training with these guys, and picked up plenty of good technique, and I really appreciate help from guys like that.
One last question, please.
Shout out though to Joe Schilling and Chaz.